What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video. And sorry for the unusual setting, but I'm on holiday and at the moment the house is full of people, so I came into the backyard to do this video, and I really appreciate that you guys are appreciating. I really hope that you guys appreciate that I'm still making videos while on holiday. So Al Ittihad president is in London to seal Fabinho's deal with Liverpool. That's what Fabinho is reporting, but in this video we will take a deep look at Doucoure, all the latest stories about Liverpool genuinely interested in signing him and potentially preparing a bid to sign Doucoure. But also we will talk about the scouting report and all the deep analysis and all the stats of why Liverpool identified Doucoure as a potential solution to their midfield problem. So according to Fabinho, talks are at the final stages between Al Ittihad and Liverpool, and still some details need to be sorted. Documents are not ready yet. Liverpool want to check the documents as soon as possible, but the Saudi club is hoping for a deal done next week to avoid any last minute hijacks, because Bayern Munich also reportedly are interested in potentially hijacking this deal if Al Ittihad failed to agree a transfer deal with Liverpool. But I'm hoping that Al Ittihad is getting Fabinho because they will probably pay the most amount of money for him. And Liverpool are also ready to submit an offer for Romeo Lavia, and they want to get it done quickly according to reports from Spain, but this Spanish newspaper is not very reliable. Liverpool are still negotiating with Southampton to try to lower the transfer fee. And Ben Jacobs said that Liverpool hold a genuine interest in Doucoure. He said the Liverpool interest is genuine, but I think that Crystal Palace will only entertain offers for a significant transfer fee because they signed the player from Lens last summer. Given that he is still relatively new at Crystal Palace, any sale would be at a reasonably large transfer fee because Crystal Palace still see Doucoure as being important, and that I think is the biggest stumbling block in this deal. And also I think in the Romeo Lavia deal, the fact that nobody is really interested in Lavia apart from Liverpool gives Liverpool leverage, and that's why they waited already 2 or 3 weeks to negotiate with Southampton. And I think a similar scenario is happening at Crystal Palace, that nobody is really that interested in Doucoure. Apparently Crystal Palace want 70 million pounds for him. I think at that price it's definitely not happening. But if Liverpool get 55 to 60 million pounds for Henderson and Fabinho, then it is still a huge amount of money, because 70 million for a player who just 1 year ago cost Crystal Palace 21 million pounds. Basically Crystal Palace is saying that Doucoure is not for sale, but I think Liverpool can significantly reduce and negotiate that price down. Otherwise there is absolutely no way Liverpool are getting Doucoure. I just can't see any scenario of that happening. And now let's take a deep look and deep analysis and scouting analysis of Doucoure. So he's 23 years old, he's 180 centimeters tall, that's 5'11" tall. He started off his career in the Lens Youth Academy, and then he started in the French 2nd division, but after Lens got promoted, he was ever present in the French 1st division at Lens, playing 35 and 37 games in 2 seasons, and that's when Crystal Palace signed him for 21 million. And yes, he played 34 games in the Premier League, 35 games in total, but there is no way he's worth 70 million. Crystal Palace are out of their minds for asking for that price. 12 appearances for the Mali national team, also under Doukoure's belt. He actually developed as a youth player at GMG Academy Bamako, and then he moved to Lens in the 2017-18 season. His true market value, according to Transfermarkt, which I think are very accurate in judging players' market values depending on their age, their reputation, their experience, and how good they are, it's 35 million euros, which is 30 million million pounds. So the maximum that Crystal Palace could be asking for is around 50 million pounds in my opinion. But Crystal Palace have all the leverage because Doucoure still has another 4 years left on his contract, so this will be a really difficult transfer to pull off. And it just shows the players that Liverpool have been linked with in the transfer market. It just shows there is no real like outstanding candidate for that defensive midfield role. I think Florentino Luis could be a better alternative, if I'm honest. He's probably a better player than Doucoure. Doucoure would be a decent signing, but not for 70 million. If Liverpool could get him for around 40 to 50 million, and still Crystal Palace would double their money on Doucoure in just 1 year, that would be a good deal for Liverpool and for Crystal Palace as well. So I can see a scenario where Doucoure senses that Liverpool want him, he pushes for a move, he says to Crystal Palace, I want to move to Liverpool, if Liverpool are genuinely interested in Doucoure. But maybe Liverpool are doing the waiting game. We are waiting for the Fabinho and Henderson deals to go through, and I think this week, today is Monday, this week those deals will be confirmed, and then we will see an acceleration of Liverpool's transfer negotiations with other clubs and for other players. It looks like at the moment Liverpool are pursuing Doucoure the hardest. Doucoure is most often played as a defensive and central midfielder, mainly being played on the left side, also occasionally on the right side as a defensive central midfielder. Doucoure is very active on both ends of the pitch, as you can see throughout the matches. His playing style fits the stereotype of a box-to-box midfielder. Doucoure mainly stays around the middle third, but in defense he's willing to drop deeper and defend near or even inside the penalty area if necessary. Meanwhile, in attacking situations he will push forward to support the attack and help circulate the ball and add to the numbers, potentially to help the team counter press when they lose possession. Right from the start it's very easy to see that Doucoure is impressively athletic and he has excellent physical prowess. He weighs around 75 kilograms, he's 180 centimeters tall, he has a medium body build with decently developed upper and lower muscles. He's strong, agile, quick and energetic. This impressive athleticism and physical prowess certainly gives him a lot of advantage in his game, both on and off the ball, making him a very interesting player to follow. Aside from his physical prowess, Doucoure is also pretty proficient on the ball, and he shows very good technical ability when receiving the ball, when dribbling with the ball and passing the ball. The young player from Mali also shows great intelligence and quick thinking on the ball, as well as impressive awareness and vision. His concentration and defensive awareness to proactively disrupt the opposition, retain possession in a simple but highly effective manner, make him an incredibly good talent emerging from France. And the young midfielder is a player to keep an eye on, and Crystal Palace are definitely saw the scouting reports from Lens. They have scouted him for a full season or two, and of course having played in the Premier League for 1 year, I think he has done a very good job, but the 70 million pound price tag is just crazy. It's a price tag saying the Crystal Palace want an outrageous offer for Doucoure, but I think that Liverpool are very hard negotiators in the transfer market. Also, there is an absolutely crazy story in the Express newspaper saying that Fabinho might not move to Saudi Arabia because he has 2 French bulldogs and they might not be allowed into Saudi Arabia. I don't really believe this story, but honestly the timeline is absolutely crazy, and the way that things are happening in the world of football is getting crazier by the day. The Express newspaper is reporting this and if this is true, honestly that would be absolutely crazy. I mean, what is definitely true is that Saudi Arabia has some very hard, very tough laws on you know, some dog breeds being illegal in the country, even for not just for Saudi Arabia residents but also for immigrants as well. And imagine if Fabinho's transfer move falls through because he's not allowed to take his dogs to Saudi Arabia. How crazy that would be. I mean, that would be an absolute nightmare for Liverpool, for Fabinho and everybody else. I mean, I can understand why his dogs are very important to him, because probably they have been at Fabinho's house for years and he considers them family, but still, if this report is true, then it's absolutely crazy. but you know, I would take this story with a pinch of salt for sure. And Liverpool definitely need that 40 million pounds if Liverpool want to rebuild the midfield. And I think both Fabinho and Henderson will be sold this week. Also, Sasha Tavolieri is reporting that Fulham are seeking solutions for the likely departure of João Palhinha in the market, but he's 28 years old and they are asking for 60 million euros, which is around 55 million pounds. I mean, for average, pretty average mid-table sides, even their midfielders cost 50-55 million if they are Premier League experienced. The market, the transfer market in football is absolutely crazy. And of course, just like Manu Kone, as soon as Palhinha was linked with Liverpool, he got injured. He got actually a dislocated shoulder in Fulham's recent friendly and he had to be substituted and taken off, and it looked like a pretty nasty injury which will keep him out for at least 1.5 months. Usually a dislocated shoulder injury takes about 6 to 8 weeks to properly heal. According to Sasha Tavolieri, this journalist is reporting that Liverpool are the most keen club to get him. He could be the chosen one near Romeo Lavia's affair in the midfield, but as I said, if the player is seriously injured, I don't think Liverpool would sign him, just like Liverpool won't sign Manu Kone, because we need a midfielder who is ready to play right now, who is ready to go into the Liverpool team as soon as we kick off the Premier League. So that's why Liverpool have to be very smart and very careful in this transfer market. And I think Liverpool are finding this situation pretty tough to handle, pretty tough to deal with, because there are not that many great defensive midfielders available in the transfer market. And also it's a huge decision. Who do you replace Fabinho and Henderson with? They are two starting midfielders. No matter what you say about Fabinho and Henderson, they have been starting regularly for Liverpool for the past like 4 or 5 years, and yes, they both had a terrible season. This is a great time to sell them for 55-60 million pounds combined. It's a great transfer fee combined for a 33 and a 29-year-old player whose dynamism, legs, energy, physical attributes have declined and diminished in the last 12 to 18 months. But if you can't replace them with proper big defensive midfielders who are experienced and who are ready to start for Liverpool, then Liverpool will have a massive problem going into the new season. The new Southampton manager, Russell Martin, who used to be the Swansea manager of the past 2 years, he said that Southampton might have to sell some players if they want to reinforce their team, if they want to strengthen their side. So this would help, of course, Liverpool trying to sign Romeo Lavia. This is what the new Southampton manager said. We are having to be patient in a way because we do have to lighten the load, not purely just for training, but financially as well for Southampton. It's natural that people will have to start leaving, otherwise we will end up with a huge squad, and I don't think that is beneficial to anybody. There have been some other clubs where that has happened and it's been quite detrimental to the club. We will have to see where we end up in terms of numbers. Things will start happening soon, I'm sure. The market has been really slow. Yeah, that's true, and I think Southampton will start negotiating with Liverpool for the Romeo Lavia. And Galetti, another journalist, is reporting that Lavia remains a concrete option for Liverpool to strengthen their midfield. It's one of the names at the top of their list, but he was told that Liverpool have considered making a concrete move, but they are stalling a bit because the price tag is considered too high. Anyway, we can confirm that he's one of the profiles most appreciated by Jurgen Klopp, and that corroborates with the other transfer deals that the other transfer news that Liverpool will wait until Southampton drop their asking price. And Southampton are in desperate need to sell some of their big earning players because, of course, in the Championship they won't have the same budget as in the Premier League. So Liverpool are playing the waiting game. They know that they are the most seriously interested club in Lavia. So we will have to wait and see whether Southampton drop their asking price or whether Liverpool will move on to other targets. If I was Liverpool, I would sign Ibrahima Sangare and Lavia, with two players who can play defensive midfield and also maybe perhaps the box-to-box midfield role as well, and they would cost a combined like 70, 80, maybe 90 million pounds. And Liverpool have that money because Liverpool were considering spending another 40 million pounds even before we were linked with you know, selling Henderson and Fabinho. So if you add the 40 million on top of the 55 million we are getting for Henderson and Fabinho, Liverpool could easily afford two other midfielders, and I think it's needed because there will be injuries, a long season. Liverpool want to win all the trophies on all fronts. We want to be fighting for trophies and titles, and Liverpool will play Greuther Fürth in a pre-season friendly later today. So I will be of course on holiday later today, but I will be reporting on that game tomorrow. Thanks for watching guys, hope you enjoyed this, have a nice day, see you later, goodbye.